Let's go for the while loop, and let's see first of all what does it do, what does it mean to us. A while loop will repeat as long as the condition remains true. As I told you and show you in the while loop and for loop schema and flowchart, it is useful when the numbers of iteration is not known beforehand. So this is known kinda like, but this is better to be used when the number of iteration is not known or it is unknown. So I have just brought for you guys example of a while loop. This is an example, and this is the body structure of a while loop. I've defined something like count, and here I'm just going to use the while keyword, and here, as simple as I speak, I'm just going to write the codes. I'm just going to say if the count it is less than or equal to 5, I'm just going to use a pair of dots, and here I'm just going to define my condition body. So pay attention. Here I use print, but I should use this thing that it is plus equal operator, and this is gonna just add my number to 1 and equal it to the count. So it starts with 1, it continues with 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, it stops. It just ends the process. And this is how a while loop works. Let me just run it to see what does it actually do. So here I have my count. 1, it starts, it goes through the while loop. It is okay, it passed because it is less than 5. It's just gonna print me the count equals to count. And here it get back to the while loop because the result it is still true. And as I told you, until the when the result is true, it's just gonna continue the condition of the while loop until the number 6 that it ends the process. As I'm just gonna expand this number to 50, it is just gonna do a very fast execution. I run it, and here you guys can see that it's just gonna be ended until the 50 number. Let me just make it to 500. It just did it so fast to 5,000, did it again. So this process is a very big process because it's just gonna continue the process. I mean, it's just gonna have 5,000 iterations. Let me expand it to 50k. So this takes 0.3 seconds. So 50 iterations using CPU, 500,000. So this is gonna take time. This is taking time, 4.2 seconds. So 500,000 of iterations in 4.2 using only CPU. Let me just expand it to 5 million, and until this process is gonna be ended, we're just gonna go through the nested loops. I guess this is gonna take like a minute or more. And you can see that how this process is being done. This is just looping through the while loop, and absolutely it's just gonna be done fast because it's a simple loop. And as you guys can see, it's just shaking the Visual Studio Code. Let's go through the nested loops, and let's see what is a nested loop. A nested loop is a loop inside another loop. So we're just gonna define a loop in the loop, and it allows you to iterate over a sequence within another sequence. So this is the usage, and this is the defining. Is a loop inside the loop, and this it gives you the ability to iterate over a sequence within another sequences. And I've just brought for you guys an example of nested loops, and here you have to define 2 control flow statements. So in this example, I defined 2 variables that I've just told you for iterating over the loops. I say for I in, and here I have just used range function for you guys to get known with the range function. Range is one of the built-in Python useful and one of the most essential functions that it's just gonna give you the range of numbers that you're just gonna define. It has a start and it has a stop, and we're just gonna separate the start and stop by using a comma. So this it gives me number 1, 2, 4. So I is just gonna be a list to this. As I told you, I'm just gonna use still the stuff that I've told you, as I've told you guys, sequences like this. So this is gonna be a list, and I'm just gonna define another loop in my loop. So this is gonna be the body through this bigger for loop body. This is for loop in a while loop. This is nested loop, and the usage of it is iterating over a sequence within another sequence. So for j in the range, still I'm using another time the range of 1 up to number 4, just print me the outer loop and inner loop. So let me just give you guys the structure of this print function, while we're just gonna type some stuff and use the defined variables. We're just gonna use an f before the information of the print function for getting known that we're just gonna include some stuff in it, and while we're just gonna call the variables that we've just defined, we have to use this type of curved parentheses. And here I've just defined it another time, another sequence in my print function, and this curved parentheses. Let me run it to see what is going on here. So the more we get into the nested loop body, we're just gonna get deeper and inner to the conditional counterflow statements and inner loops. So it starts with the inner loop. It says inner loop is 1 and outer loop it is 1. So this is the outer loop, this is the inner loop. It continues. The outer loop it is still 1, but the inner loop it goes through the 2. It continues. The outer loop it is 1, but the inner loop it gets 3. So as another thing, you guys can see this is number 4, but this is the top number that is just going to be shown in the range function. And when we're just going to define the start and stop, this number, when it's 4 is stopped, it is not continued until the completely of number 4. So this is gonna stop at number 3. So let's go through the result. It is gonna have 3 another results for number 2 and 3 another results for number 3. So this is how it iterates over a sequence within another sequence. As you guys can see, 1, 1, 1 is iterating, 2, 2, 2 it is iterating, 3, 3, 3 is still iterating, but within another sequence. So let me just change the numbers, make this to 5 and make this to 6 to see what is the output difference. So here you guys can see that this outer loop it starts with 1 and it has 5 different outputs. So a loop within 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we get all of the inner and outer loop. So this is just gonna be multiplied by the count of outer loop and the number of inner loops. So this is gonna be 20 results. And I'm just gonna change it to 7 and this one to 2. Let me just do it. Here you guys can see that here it only shows us 1 because this is gonna be stopped at the 2, and it's just gonna show us all of the possible outputs of the inner loop. And this was everything, and a very good and essential example for nested loops. So this it has reached the 5 million in 49 seconds. Wow, that was really good. the 5 million is a very, very big number. Let's go through the conclusion. So loops allow you to execute a block of code repeatedly, either for a specific number of times, I mean the for loop, or as long as the condition remains true, I mean the while loops. And finally, nested loops are useful for working with multi-dimensional data, for defining inner and outer loops, for iterating over both. And mastering loops is essential for writing efficient code. Absolutely, I suggest you guys to do a lot of examples. It couldn't be fit in this video. You're just gonna seek for more for your programming skills, and this is one of the best videos ever on this course. I guess this is gonna be so useful in this course, absolutely. And thank you guys for watching this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe my channel, leave me a comment, and check out my other videos. Stay tuned.